Okay, so we are going to talk about episode 10, the finale of Marriage Boot Camp. Let me move this down a tiny bit. And it was called The Broken Heart. So, of course, there's the final ceremony and stuff. And the episode starts off with basically recap from last week, and it's everybody in the party bus and like partying and everything. So Catherine says to us that her bachelor party, she was way worse. And Sunday's face, she was like, "What? Like, you were pretty bad, like going crazy." It was so funny, like seeing her face. And Benzino makes the comment to the guys, like, "Oh, Sunday should know better. She's older and blah, blah, blah. And, it's expected from Sarah. She's from Bad Girls Club, whatever else." And it was so funny because on Twitter, Sunday was like, "Well, Benzino, maybe you should mind your business because you're even older than me." I was cracking up. All right, so after this little thing, we go to the judging chambers beginning of the day. And Judge Toller, along with Jim and them, tell me, like, she says, "Sarah, you're a very positive, supporting person. You give and give to a guy who," she basically says, "I've seen this before. You give and give to a guy who takes and takes. Make sure you don't lose yourself in pleasing other people." Jim then mentions, he's not going to be the man for you unless he continues to grow emotionally. I completely agree with Jim. And basically, they told me, like, Jim and them, and they were like, "You make the perfect wife. You cook. You're nurturing. You cater to your man. You do all these things." And I know I'm a good woman, and I am going to make a very good wife one day. So I will just wait for the right person to come along, which, of course, we'll get to that later. All right, so Judge Toller tells Ink, "If you look for distrust, you are going to find it whether it's there or not." And he knows that. He says that all the time. Like, if you look for it, you look for it. It's going to happen, whatever else, even though if it's not true. So he doesn't know how to practice what he preaches because he knows that. Judge Toller is telling him that, but he's like, "Well, I can't trust her if she has to gain my trust." Or like, "Well, you have to trust her first and then continue to trust her. You can't just say, 'Let her gain my trust,' but then never trust her or give her the chance to." So it's very contradicting. They tell him, "You've got a great woman over here. You've got to open up your heart and decide if you're man enough to deal with it." And I mean, those are some true words right there. Ink says, "I trust Sarah more if she would offer more information without me having to ask for it." And this is the messed up part about this, because I don't know if he's going back to like the phone thing, like when his friend and the text message and the pool and being locked out, like from episode 2 or 3 from like the boxing ring. But like, I give way more than enough information. So say for instance, if Ink says, "Sarah, what did you do today?" Sunday's texting me. This is gonna be a good text. I gotta read it later. So if he says, "Sarah, what did you do today?" I'm gonna say, "Well, I ate such and such for breakfast, and then I went to the gym, I went by the post office, and I ran my errands, I stopped by to see my mom, and now I'm watching Bloodlines on TV." I'll say all that. So one night I call Ink, and I said, "What are you doing?" It was late at night. He said, "Nothing, I'm just sitting here watching a TV show, hi, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Okay." So then the very next day, this was like at 1 in the morning. The next day, I was going to his house, and he was like, "Oh, by the way, my house is a mess." I'm like, "How is your house a mess? I was just there on Monday. I spent 5 hours cleaning it." He's like, "How long do you want it to be clean?" I'm like, "Well, it was like 4 or 5 days ago, and if I spend 5 hours cleaning, there's no way it should be messy." He was like, "Well, I had a bunch of people over last night, and we were like smoking hookah and drinking." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. I called you at like 1 in the morning, and you said that you were watching a show, and you're by yourself. So what do you mean?" He was like, "Well, you asked me what I was doing at the time, and that's what I was doing. They had already left." Like, what are you talking about? Like, if somebody says, "What are you doing?" you would say, "Oh, I'm just watching a show. I had a bunch of people over. They just left, but, I'm getting tired. I'm going to bed soon." So for him to say, "Oh, Sarah needs to volunteer more information," like, I'd be telling more than enough information. I'd be talking way too damn much. So for him to say that, like, he's projecting himself onto me, and I don't like that. All right, so they tell Mama June, "You need to take care of your own needs, with or without Sugar Bear," and Sugar Bear has grown in this experience. They tell Catherine and Sean to quit trying to look perfect. They tell Benzino that, he has a bad temper and he needs to watch his mouth because he can kill people with his mouth and his words. They told Althea that she's basically on her own damn team and that she does not have Benzino's back. And they tell Cedric he's basically spent 20 years with a woman who doesn't necessarily give or care as she should. I think that's what they said. And they told Sunday basically, "You need to find yourself," and whatever else. So out of all these like little evaluations, I say mine was quite positive. They said nothing but good things about me, which they did on multiple occasions. I mean, I know I'm a good person and stuff. There's a couple little things I need to work on, but really not that much. I mean, I'm pretty amazing. And okay, so next thing you know, it's time to get ready for the ceremony tonight later on. And Benzino's sitting there telling Ink, I don't think you really love Sarah. Ink's getting kind of annoyed. Sean mentions, like, why is Benzino trying to rile Ink up? And then, and he's like, yeah, how do you know? How you this? He's like, well, you want to be in everybody else's business. That's just how I feel. I feel that you don't love her. Well, then Benzino starts talking shit about me. I don't know why. I guess he just wanted to talk. He was like nervous about him and Althea, so he put it off on me. Kind of like before when Cedric was mad and whatever, upset with Sunday and Benzino, he like took it out on me. Like, oh, you should have told him about texting the friend. So I don't know. I think Benzino put his anger onto Ink, as I think Ink actually called it. And he's like, yeah, Sarah's a bad girl. Turn up. Like, she lives the fast life. She's a fast girl. Okay, no, I'm not. I'd be sitting at home. I'd be decorating my house. I'd be spending time with Kiko. I am not no fast girl. Like, I like to work. I like to get money. I like to be productive. I like to do things to better my life and stuff like that. But, like, fast girls are the ones that just go out every night of the week. They're with new guys. They have guys take them shopping. It's like stuff like that. That's like living a fast life. Like, drinking, partying, going shopping with guys, doing stuff like that. Like, I do not live any damn fast life. So, Benzino, do not stereotype me as one of the girls from Bad Girls Club because they're all different. Okay, she's saying all this stuff. Oh, I can't wait to read these text messages. Sunday, hold on, girl. Hold on. I'm about to come. All right, so then on the 101, basically on the 101, they make us say good and bad things about the relationship. That way you don't know what's going to happen at the final ceremony. And I think that's why Ink came up with that thing, whatever. But it was kind of bullshit because he says, if I can't trust Sarah 100%, there's another woman out there I can trust. No, there won't be another woman out there you can trust because it's your trust issues. It's not about the other person. You've already said that I'm a trustworthy person and stuff like that, but I think he just really had nothing to say for the but part because, like I said, we had to say something good and something bad just so it leaves it open, like, what is she going to do, Or what is he going to do, what is she going to do, what's going to happen at the ceremony. All right, so on the show before the ceremony, we all stayed together, like in each other's room. The only person I was thinking that may not stay together was Mama June and Sugar Bear. I didn't think Mama June was going to give him the ring. And Sunday told me, she's like, I don't think Cedric's going to give me my ring. And I said, that man is so in love with you. Cedric's going to give you the ring and stuff. And of course, later on, it didn't happen. And I think it's more because of, like, he felt disrespected or maybe embarrassed on TV. He knows damn well he loves her. At the time, he thought it wasn't right. But of course, things changed a little bit later on. We had a good time. We were hanging out. I did my fingernails. My nails were looking good. Like, when I, gave that ring. I'd be taking my nail kit everywhere I go. After BGC 11 and we couldn't really get our nails done, I learned how to do my nails. So, therefore, on Battle, I was, like, the only girl with our nails done. Or my nails done. And the other girl's nails looked so rough. Camila asked me one night to do her nails, and it's messed up because we had to, do the votes on, the iPad, and they would zoom in on our hands. I'm like, y'all's fingernails are broken. There's dirt in them from all these challenges. Like, my nails are cute. I changed my nails, I think, 4 times on that show. Everybody else's stayed the same because we were not allowed to leave to get our nails done. All right, so it was really sad. When Sugar Bear said he wanted to back out, he doesn't think he's going to get the ring. That was sad. He was telling Ink. And, everybody was nervous. And I was, writing on my hand what I was going to say. And Althea was like, why are you thanking him? He needs to be thanking you for bringing him on TV and da-da-da. And I'm like, it's not even about that. I have real, genuine feelings for this man. And it was a really great experience for me. So I did want to thank him for coming on the show with me because I appreciated that he came. We learned a lot about ourselves individually and together. All right, so by the way, that dress that I was wearing was from BB. Everybody kept asking. Really pretty dress from BB. All right, so Sunday and Cedric go, and Sunday says she wants someone to make Cedric happy, that he deserves better, and Cedric says he loves her, but he knows their relationship isn't right. That was so sad. They split up, and of course, they had to walk down separate ways. Next, it was me and Ink, and during the ceremony, it's like, we started, we had to walk down all those damn stairs, through the damn grass, up there, whatever, and of course, I opened my box, my cute little fingernails, and he smiled so big like a little boy. Like, it made me, my heart melt a little bit watching it back and seeing him smile. Making him feel that happy, made me feel really good. And, of course, the box of mine was empty. And this is the thing. I've seen the show multiple times. I've seen all the seasons. So I know the guys, don't put the ring in the box. They switch it. And I was like, I even told them upstairs when we were waiting. And I said, watch, the ring ain't going to be in the box, but he's giving me the damn ring. And like I knew he was gonna give me the ring, but it's like in that moment, I was like, oh shit, he might not give me the damn ring. You know, sometimes he acts off pride, sometimes he acts off anger. You know, just like when they had that one-on-one with David, it's like Cal's calling me. That one-on-one with David, it's like he was like throwing the paddle, like fuck this, I don't feel bad for hurting Sarah's feelings and blah blah. I don't feel bad for nothing. But then of course you see him up there with David, and he's breaking down and he's crying and he says he loves me, he wants to have a child with me, whatever else. And that was like him being vulnerable. So during this moment and he doesn't have my ring, I'm like, oh shit, he went back to the way he was, he's not giving me a ring. And I really thought he might not be giving me the ring. And of course he pulls it behind his back and I'm like laughing that you're so annoying. Yeah, it was cute. But he tells me, he goes, I accept you and I accept that you're crying, or I accept that you're crying and I accept you. I never had a conversation with any other woman like you. I fell in love with you here. And I was like, what did you say? Because I was going to make him say it again. Make sure your words, you remember what you said? He was like, I fell in love with you. And he had the cutest little smile. And I was so happy. He cuts the interview and he goes, maybe Sarah can help me not feel as lonely. And it was a really, really good moment for me. I felt like I was getting married, like just doing that and being in that beautiful setting and Jim and Elizabeth there and him being so sweet. And it was a really, really happy moment for me. All right, so next thing you know, we go inside. Catherine and Sean come up. Who would have thought? They stayed together. I really didn't think they were going to make it. But Zeno and Althea, you know, of course, he didn't put the ring in the box, and that was really cute. He got down on one knee and made it look like another proposal, so that was really, really sweet. And Ink, okay, what does this say? Okay, so Mama June and Sugar Bear, that was really sad. Sugar Bear started breaking down and crying. He was all upset and really excited he got his ring. And they cut over to the next part where it was an interview, and you know, it's like me and Ink being all cute, and I'm like, so are we exclusive now? He's like, yeah, we're exclusive. Like, we had all these little plans, like, oh, he's gonna get a house when we get back, and he's like, I'm gonna give you the key so you can come over and cook for me before I get home from work. And by the way, guys, I am a good woman. I would clean his apartment, do his laundry, bring him food, like, cook for him. I used to do everything for that man. Like, yeah, I did everything. And clearly, the sex was good too. And I know you guys were repeated of that like multiple times during this season. All right, so it says everyone's okay. This is the crazy part because what happened at the end, everybody's update later on was changed. Most seasons, it's pretty the same. Maybe one person, like if one person split up, they might have got back together or vice versa. It's like one person will be the opposite. 3 out of the 5 couples were the opposite. Mama June has like, she's out there dating now. She isn't with Sugar Bear, even though they stayed together. Sunny and Cedric broke up, and now they're remarried. And it's like me and Ink. Ink finally opened up, said he was in love with me, and then, of course, we broke up because afterwards, I just feel like he learned all this good stuff, and he opened up and stuff, and then he basically closed back off when we got off of the show, and he started to be more like the guy that you saw in episodes like 1 through 3 or 4 or whatever it was, where he didn't want to say his feelings and he just wanted to be very prideful, and you know, he wasn't as sweet and didn't really hold up to what he learned on Marriage Boot Camp, which was really, really sad. All right, so the season ends and we have to do a toast, and Ink was really sweet again, and he gives a toast, and he was like, I wasn't that serious when I came into this house with Sarah, but now I kind of fell in love with Sarah. And he was like, oh, kind of like how Elizabeth said, oh, at the little thing. So that was really sweet. And then our update, there was like an update confliction with me, whatever, because at first we were together when we had to write the update, and then we split apart. By the way, I got my hair done the other day. I lightened my roots only in highlights, so it's like lighter, but yeah, I really, really like it. I think it's pretty. I know, completely off subject, but when he did that little toast and I gave him a kiss and we looked at each other, it was just like so, so sweet. It's gonna make me cry. You know, I cry all the time. So, let's see, let me look at then my next note so I don't cry. Yeah, it was just really sweet. So seeing the update, okay, I told the producer what the update was. Then we ended up breaking up, and I told her, I was like, I don't want anything bad on there or whatever. Just say that, you know, he needs to get his priorities together and that we may get back together, because that's pretty much what we were doing back in December, and things had went down. I had asked her if she did the update, and she's like, "Are y'all back together?" Like, she was excited for us, and I was like, "No, unfortunately, this is what happened on Christmas." And of course, from episode 7, that's been my biggest thing of my life since I was like 4 years old. Like, that was a huge deal to me. So for all that to happen, it wasn't supposed to be written as the update, and I told the producer I was really upset that I found out it was going to be the update on Wednesday, and she apologized a million times. She even said that, it brought tears to her eyes. She didn't mean to do that. She's not one of those producers and stuff. So I completely forgave her. I guess the one good thing that came out of it, because I don't want to hurt Ink's feelings. Like, I still love him. I care for him. I want him to be happy, even though it's not with me because we do not get along. Yeah, Jim and Elizabeth asked me to come to Dallas, so I'm going to be doing a therapy with them. It's a boot camp. It's self-enrichment boot camp instead of marriage boot camp. Self-enrichment boot camp. So I'm going to Dallas next week, and I'm really excited. And you work on yourself individually. You do all these same drills that we did on marriage boot camp. So I'm really excited for the opportunity. So I guess the one good thing about the producer putting that by accident, it caused Jim and Elizabeth to reach out to me and invite me to come do this boot camp next week. So I'm actually really excited about that. What else did I write down? Okay, so the episode ends. It's really funny because it ends with Benzino and Althea arguing like usual. And it's so funny because he's getting out of the he's getting out. He just proposed, and they're showing him like leaving the room, talking about, man, this is all messed up. I'm leaving you, and I ain't kissing your ass no more. And that was a really good ending to the season. So as for me, I am single right now, and I'm just trying to get my stuff together. I'm working on my own app, and I just started going to acting school, so I have a lot of good things coming up soon. This boot camp's going to be really fun, and as for Ink, because this situation has been hard on me the past couple months, especially with it being the holidays. It's like, dang, we were together this whole time. And then, the whole Christmas thing, and he was like, well, I didn't buy my ex-girlfriend a Christmas gift. We were together for a couple years, and he's only had like 2 girlfriends ever in life. I'm like, I'm not your ex-girlfriend, and I am not okay with that. Like, whether she was okay with that or not, like, that has nothing to do with me. And he's like, yeah, you're right. He apologized and said he was going to make it up to me, even though we're not together. So I would appreciate that, because clearly that hurt me. And he's gonna see what he lost. Like, I feel like he already has, for the most part. I think he's just being very prideful because he knows I'm a good woman. He said it a million times. Like, his ex, she didn't cook, she didn't clean, like, he was paying her bills, taking care of her kid and stuff like that. And it's like, he didn't need to do all that stuff for me. Like, I was there for him. I helped him all the time with all that stuff. So he's never had a woman give and do all that stuff for him. And I don't know. I guess time will tell, and we'll see what happens. But there's going to be a special next week for What You Didn't See. So, of course, you're going to probably see me going crazy in the bedroom. You see me hit my hands on the counter like, you're not listening to me. So I think finally all the like craziness that got cut out of the show you'll see next Friday. So make sure you watch it. And, of course, BGC 15 Twisted Sisters will be out in March. So it's just a few weeks away. And I will be doing reviews on that. So I will see you guys soon, and I love you, and I hope you enjoyed it. And, if you want to make comments below, tell me what you think about Sunday and Cedric getting remarried, and about how Ink completely opened up, said he fell in love with me, and then, of course, like, the whole breakup thing. You can comment on that, and I would like to see what you guys think. And I love you guys, and bye.